What up? What up? What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Big Herm Show. This usually I do like a haul video. You know what I'm saying? Haul video. Oh, look what I got this week and all that. Show you all the books and stuff like that. With last Wednesday, but no, that's not what's going on today. Today's a special show. Respect. This one's been brewing for a while. You know what I'm saying? As you see, I have my buddy here ready to go. But this is the show where we are going to review the Amazing Spider-Man Vol.6 issues 1 through 5. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much we had this in plan for a while. I'm like, would it be nice just to review it? You know what I'm saying? More inspiration for my old school show. You know what I'm saying? With the late great Sam from Sam's Tangle Web and loving memory of the amazing Sam. He's still in our hearts. We still think about him and all that. We miss him. But, this is not a time for grieving anymore. This is a time for celebrating. And every time we see Spider-Man and think anything Spider-Man, of course, we have him in our heart and on our hearts and stuff like that. So, yeah, man. So we figured we'd do this show and stuff like that. And Primetime Tom, our buddy, you know what I'm saying? Great buddy of both me and Sam and stuff like that from my old YouTube team up channel, came here, you know what I'm saying, to talk about some Spidey. What's going on, Primetime Tom? Welcome to the Big Herm Show. What's going on,
Thank
bro?
you. Glad to be here, man. This is gonna be awesome.
Yeah, man. You have a long history of loving Spider-Man too. It's pretty much what got all of us together. Pretty much Spider-Man has got Sam, it's funny. See, I've said this before, but I'll say it again. Like me and Sam, like somehow we're already friends without even knowing about all this through Spider-Man. You know what I mean? Like I found Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? Podcasts and stuff like that. You know, you have Crawl Space, you have Spider Talk and stuff like that, or through media. I think he added me to the Spider-Man group before this whole thing started, which is
Whoa.
really weird. Yeah, I think like I remember knowing Sam's Tangle Web. What? But I've seen him before through Spider-Man. So and then all this happened. So you know what I mean? So rest in peace, my man, Sam. And we're gonna keep on keeping on, like I always say. It finally came in. We were waiting for a while. The Nick Spencer run. No, don't say that word, Nick Spencer. Oh my God, Nick Spencer, don't say that. Horrible. The big run he had. If you remember the first issue of that, he pretty much showed everything he wanted to do throughout his run, his large run, which is a pretty big run. Modern day, you don't see people go on the runs like that. So you kind of saw that in that first issue, even though you waited a long time for a lot of that stuff from that first issue. That was a fantastic blowout first issue. I enjoyed that first issue. Ups and downs throughout the series, but that's what happened. But this first issue was a little different. Did you think about this? What you think when you saw this first issue? It was kind of different than that particular issue.
Yeah, it was very different. The way it kind of jumped from, the end to the fallout from what happened before, and then 6 months later, and you're like dealing with like traditional Peter Parker story, like everything's not going his way. He's doesn't have any money. He's like, the only thing I got to do now is be a hero, swing through the streets of New York, swip, take down this bad guy, take down that bad guy, having woman problems again, having problems with MJ, having problems with Aunt May. I'm at war with Barney Storm, and all hell's breaking loose.
Yeah, it was a little different than most first issues. It didn't feel like a first issue. It felt like you said, the story continue on to the next one. So it was pretty I have like ups and downs about it. We're gonna go through it in a minute. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, every issue people were talking about is this issue right here, number 1. Volume 1. JR returning to the Amazing Spider-Man. You know what I mean? Like I've read a lot of the stuff from before. Do you have any history with JR from the past? Did you read those books from back then?
Um, Not a whole lot. I'm more of a the original JR fan, but
Yeah, yeah. Um, I remember reading those from that time. I mean, I think it was I don't remember what year was it. It was like 2001 or something like that. It was really early. It was really early. It was like um I mean he did before that, but there was a run that he had, you know what I mean? And
hmm
you can see this art right here. It reminds you of that run. You know, the McElhaney run, was it, or stuff like that, with all the 911 issue and stuff like that. I think
yeah,
that was oh, was that JMS. You know what I'm saying? Was it McElhaney? No, it was JMS. The
was it was
Mateus. It was
it?
that run.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's the one in 2000. So I remember that run, the whole
hmm
thing with the 911 and stuff like that. That issue, I'm not mistaken, that's JR and Timoteus. I could be wrong. Anybody in the chats, let me know. And we talk about the chats and stuff like that. We're gonna get to you guys in a second. But JR, like I said, JR was a big news returning to Amazing Spider-Man. What you think of the news when you heard about it?
I was actually pretty excited. Actually,
Yeah.
wanted to see what when he had to throw out this time, and
Yeah, yeah. I was like, I was excited to see him come back and stuff like that. I kind of like was wondering what we were gonna see. I like Patrick Gleason, so I kind of like wanted him to stay in the book, but I understand, you know what I mean. But
yeah,
J.R. Jar is a man, you know what I'm saying. Then you got Zeb Wells coming back. He did the Beyond run. I enjoyed the Beyond run. Did you?
I thought it was really good.
Yeah, yes, me too. So I thought the ending could have been better. You know what I mean? A lot of this sometimes they don't stick the landing towards the end. This one was like so, but I still enjoyed the Beyond run. There's ups and downs. Some people liked it, some people didn't. Well, you ain't gonna make everybody happy, but I enjoyed the heck out of that Beyond run. But it was time for us to get back into the story of the Peter Parker. You know what I mean? but but real quick, you know what I'm saying? Zeb Wells, were you okay with him continuing on with the writing on this book, or did you want somebody else?
um, I actually kind of liked it. It was different. It was definitely. I liked it a little better than. Obviously, a lot of people probably liked it better than. Do I dare say his name? Nick Spencer.
Who? Who's that? There's a few names you don't mention. You know what I'm saying? Nobody knows what the doomsday clock is. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And you know that nobody knows what a backlog bro is, right? You know what I'm saying? And nobody knows what's a Nick Spencer. You know what I'm saying? Nobody knows what Nick Spencer. Who's that? Who's that? But Zeb was, I like this writing. I liked them on the Beyond. I kind of like enjoyed the Jay McKay 2 issues where he had his Amazing Spider-Man, then the Black Cat and Mary Jane. So I kind of wanted to see Jay McKay get a run at it. You know what I mean? You know, Moon Knight and stuff like that. And he did the Black Cat awesome run that he had through. So he already knew how to write Black Cat. So I kind of wanted him. But I wasn't upset that it was Zeb Wells. Give him a shot, and got a legend JR with him. So I knew it was gonna be this type of book. Um, so yeah, so I was pretty excited about. I'm always excited for Amazing Spider-Man book. Let's be honest, you know what I'm saying. I'm always, but I have been vocal that for the most part in the beginning of this run, I wasn't really loving it. I wasn't hating it, but I wasn't loving it. What were your genuine feelings? Was it the same, or did you like all the way through?
um, well, there were a couple hiccups here and there. It's kind of cool to kind of see Spider-Man kind of return to his, New York crime fighting kind of grittiness
Mm,
roots.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Definitely a lot of the
Street,
art that
this,
like the
yeah,
street or uh,
street
crime
level.
fighting
Yeah,
stuff. It felt good to get back to that. And
I agree. I agree. That's the part of this run I am liking. You know what I mean? Like I said, I don't dislike it. There's just parts of it that I don't like, and we'll talk about it in a second. But let's go to the chats real quick. You know what I mean? See who's up in here. There's a bunch of people probably said hi, and I'm ignoring them now. Happy Saturday, everyone. Maria, hi, hun. Just all the thumbnails. You know what I'm
Station.
saying?
Yeah.
For the for the PCP Army Bad Bats and stuff like that. Station. Fargate's in the house. My amazing collected edition partner right there. We got Two Gun. Pew pew.
Woo!
What's going on? Pew pew. Any chance we get to do that, we do that. Brother Joe. What's going
Hello,
on, Brother Joe? We got Nick Comic Culture, which he's dropping his review video. It used to be Nick at night, Friday. It used to be Friday night. Now it's Saturday night. You know, cause reasons. You know, what I mean, he's got a family and stuff like that. So many books that come out. He needs another day. Come on, guys, give him another day. So it's gonna drop in top of the hour. No, it's 8 o'clock Eastern, I think he said, or something like that. But should be awesome. You know what I mean? Who else is up in here? Oh, Phable, the fabulous one.
Phable.
The one that does
Station.
the music to my channel. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Without the music, I don't know if this channel will be all that cool or nothing like that. But the music to the channel, what's going on? The fabulous one. You know what I mean? Which Fable's got you covered. You know what I'm saying? Thursdays. Check that out on the Instagram, 9 p.m. Eastern. Great job, bro. I'm not kidding, bro. That was fantastic. I love that you were on the box in the top. You got to show the books and stuff like that. And then costing me more money and stuff like that. You know, I'll have #name Phable all over again, just in a different name. You know, that's what that is. But great job. Sleepy Reader. It's prime time. Yes.
Damien.
Yes.
I just saw him today with that coffee with the Portland Comic Crew.
Oh, nice. Yes. Portland Comic Crew. You all guys are awesome. And I remember Sam anointed you part of the Portland Comic Crew. So there you go. You know what I mean? Portland Comic Crew member up in my show right here. You know what I'm saying? Station to that. Station. You know what I mean? Let me see who else is up in here before we get going. You know what I mean? I'll make sure I didn't miss it. If I missed anybody, just comment again. Chop a drop. Station, bro. Thanks for joining us. Always appreciate all. Oh, Inja Binja Station. Always everywhere, man. It always seems to catch wherever we are. You know, amazing part of the community. All you guys, all of it. So I'm gonna make sure I didn't miss anybody. Oh, and the bin guy. Everyone, what T-shirt did Big Herm and your friend wears? Full screen standing. Oh man, he's back. Yo, you want? Wait, hold on. Let me put you first.
Hold on.
Let me put you first. You ready?
Yep.
Wait, let me get his name. Bow.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hello, Peter.
Spidey looks like he's in trouble. You know, what's going on there?
Yeah.
Nice. That's a hot shirt right there. You know what I mean? Let me get myself solo layout. So mine, a little conju action right here. It's a Spider-Man, you know what I mean? I'm guessing that's the McFarlane Spider-Man or McElhaney. Which one do you think this is? This looks like McFarlane, right? You know what I'm saying? Right here, boom. Nice little Spider-Man, boom. You know what I mean? With my little video game PlayStation hat, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. So that's, I knew that the pink guy was gonna be here. What's up, bro? You know what I mean? Who else up in here? Let me make sure I got everybody. I think I got everybody. Yes, sir. I'm just being honest. Great show. Fabulous fun. Yes. So yeah, man. While my man Tom comes back, you know what I mean? I'm gonna give myself quick boom, stuff like that. So we got the first issue right here. Issue numero uno. This is the A cover right here, which of course I got the better version right there, the thumbnail right there. Boom.
Yeah.
The big whopping numero uno, you know what I'm saying?
Here's the cover.
Stuff we get excited for. Oh, wait, he's got a better cover. Hold on. Boom.
Oh,
Patrick Gleason.
Goblin Queen.
Goblin Queen. That's a fantastic cover. You know what I mean? Might as well. We're showing covers. You know, Fable's always got you covered. You know what I'm saying? So it's only fitting for me to show a variant. You know what I mean? So you show one variant, I'm gonna show another variant. I keep forgetting the person's name. So Forgive me,
Oh, wow.
Artem. Getting his name wrong already. You know, I got my light. I forgot to turn it on, so I apologize if you can't see it as good. But I'm pretty sure you guys can see it. This is a wonderful cover, gorgeous. And Phable is the reason why I bought this. I always like blaming him. So great cover. You know, great for the number one. You got the Patrick Gleason cover. Patrick Gleason, everybody knows my favorite current artist right now, especially on the Spider-Man. When he's on Spider-Man, I'm loving it. You know what I mean? And he wrote an issue, so I wanted to see more Spider-Man written by him. I like his amazing Spider-Man issues. But keep on keeping on. So issue number one, real quick. We're not gonna go through everything, but it starts with real quick. It starts with Peter spitting out blood and stuff. Something happened after the explosion and something like that outside New York, Pennsylvania, and stuff like that. I'm guessing that's where Mary Jane family is at or something like that. Something's happening, and he's like, then it shows you 6 months later. 6 months later happens. Okay, so now we are doing a time thing again. You know what I mean? A time jump 6 months later and stuff like that. So we're doing the time jump, which I was like, all right. I'm hoping this is not like that guy nobody wants to name, but we waited a long time for a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? But he's talking to Aunt May, and apparently he did something, and she knows he keeps lying to her throughout these pages because he's Spider-Man. He's always has to lie to her of what happened to him and stuff like that, you know. And it's looking like she's fed up, you know what I mean? And it's looking like he messed up. Like he's like, oh, I messed up and stuff like that. So they have that talk, but you know, he's like, I'll always believe you, but you're not. What's up, bro? You know what I mean? Not exactly those kind of words, but you know, pretty much what he's saying. He always breaks her heart, but she loves him so much, which is I'm kind of already confused. I was like, okay, what did he do? What did he do? Because I'm still in my mind thinking of everything that happened in the Beyond with his health and stuff like that. So that's already in my mind, and that's the problem I had. Like I had to get myself out of the Beyond stuff because that's pretty much what was getting me confusing me, and not confusing, but you know what I mean. But anyway, I'm gonna keep on keeping on. He finishes that conversation. He goes over to back home, and some dude there is asking for the money for his medical bills from the hospital from what he happened and beyond. So there's some stuff from the past run, you know what I mean? And the guy's kind of weird because he's always lurking, always in front of the house every freaking day, every time looking for him and all that. And he's like, yo, I ain't got money, bro. And stay away from my Aunt May. She ain't got money neither. You know what I mean? So keep on keeping on. He goes inside the house. What's his name? Robbie's son.
Robbie?
I keep forgetting. Randy. It says it right
Randy.
there. Randy. He comes up. He's kind of excited, and he's trying to tell me, Peter, where you been and stuff like that, bro? I gotta talk to you, man. I think I'm gonna get married, bro. You know what I mean? Like where you been? Kind of thing, you know? And he's like, and Peter's like, oh, that's pretty good, I guess. But he's like keeping on to his apartment. Like he keep on keeping. It's like Big Herm keep on keeping on. Like he's like happy, but he's being a horrible friend. You know what I mean? Peter Parker. If you read Peter Parker's history, has been a horrible friend, but there's been reasons, Spider-Man reasons and stuff like that. So this is what you were talking about earlier. Like you do get Spider-Man vibes. Like I that's the reason why people are liking this. If they haven't read a lot of the old school stuff, they're showing you some of that JR. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And we'll talk about his art in a second. But yeah. So like he's kind of giving the big news, and Peter just brushes him off like, okay, yeah, good job. And he's just telling him, I'm gonna tell Tombstone, if I could have his hand in marriage, her hand in marriage and stuff like that. You know what I mean? His blessing and stuff like that. You know, so he told Peter, can you make sure, you know what I mean, I'm all good? Can you go in this restaurant? And Peter goes, I don't have a lot of time. I might be there. I don't know. You know, he kind of brushes him off real quick and goes to his apartment. And he's like, Peter, you changed, man. You changed. You know what I mean? And there's that. You know what I mean? So Peter kind of feels guilty and stuff like that. So he might be looking to go anyway. He's got a cell phone where he calls MJ, but she doesn't answer. Then he gets more calls from Robbie, you know what I mean, Randy, you know what I'm saying, and bad friend, months of texting, you know what I'm saying. Then you see real quick, you see Lonnie, you know what I'm saying, Tombstone, a little different look here. Do you like this JR version of Tombstone? Because I got used to the other version.
Yeah, I like the other version better. I don't know. He looks a little more apish and hairy in this. In
Yeah,
this,
right. So you got the real quick the crime master, the white bunny right there and stuff like
you know, the
that.
web.
White bunny, white rabbit. Sorry, white bunny, white rabbit. Right, I said it right. um, and all that. They talk about the rose. So the rose is there and all that, and they're questioning Tombstone if he can even be the crime master. You know, the crime. You know, do the job, you know what I mean, and be a crime boss, stuff like that. And then of course Digger comes out of nowhere,
Yep.
which he's a really old school guy. Like I read that he's from actually 1969, dudes. That's when
Whoa,
he came out.
right,
Yeah.
dude.
So he's an old character. He comes in, guns blazing. He's like, I'm gonna beat up everybody. And then White Rabbit is like, nah, I'll kick your butt. You know what I'm saying? I'll whoop their ass. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and so like all the crime masters right there, they're all looking in and they're all questioning if Tombstone could be a boss. And you know, White Rabbit wasn't having it. Which the White Rabbit, people keep comparing it to Harley Quinn. White Rabbit
Yeah.
came out before Harley Quinn, 1983. You know what I'm saying? 1983, the White Rabbit came out, and at the Marvel Team Up 131, which I have that issue. It's her first appearance, like 8 years before Harley Quinn. You know what I mean? So there you go. So Harley Quinn was probably a copycat, like not really, but really, you know, a little bit. You know what I mean? That's what people try to compare. But which I wanted her figure, man. I saw it, and I didn't get it that day, and it sold out, man. I was kind of tight, but I find that somewhere. But keep on keeping on. So real quick, you see Mr. Negative there, stuff like that. So they're talking about these crimes and all that. You know, crime bosses, organized crime and all that. They got a lot of shenanigans going on. So Peter's back in his apartment. He kind of feels bad about, you know, Randy. So he's like, yeah, I'm gonna go check out, make sure he's okay. But of course, he always gets interrupted. He got interrupted by one of his older buddies. You know what I mean? And he's kind of tight. Go ahead.
I was a little confused on one of the panels there. I was thinking, man, did we accidentally step into the multiverse of Peter Porker? Because Peter's looking a little portly in one of those art panels.
Yeah. Which one was it? Which one is that? This one right here?
Yeah. Right there.
Yeah. JLGR's art looks a little inconsistent sometimes, a little wacky. You know what I mean? But then you have some of them where he looks pretty good. But of course, Johnny Storm is telling them supposedly Peter did something and robbed the Fantastic Four of something. You know what I mean? And Peter's like, well, you came to collect or something. And Johnny's like, I'm just trying to be a friend. He's like, well, I'm going to go help my friend. And he's like, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to help you. But they had the whole argument there. He was just checking in. So we got some Johnny Storm. First issue right off the bat. You have to have Johnny Storm if you have, you know, a Major Spider-Man run. Come on. You know what I mean? So real quick, the sit down with Tombstone and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It looks kind of awkward and stuff like that. And I kind of dug this part of the issue. And then he's like, I want the hand in marriage. And he's like, I would kill people. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. I would kill you. He's like, oh no. And then he's like, nah, I'm just kidding, brother. You know what I mean? The past me would have, but you good. You good. You got my blessing and stuff like that. Not exactly those kind of words, but you know. Then you see Peter Parker on the side checking up on him and seeing everything's all good. You know what I mean? If I miss anything, just chime in. So that conversation ended up good, you know. And then as Peter looks to the other side, he sees the White Rabbit, you know what I mean, with Tombstone's goon, and he's like, oh, what are they doing? You know what I'm saying? And which you know, he's like, man, I forgot my costume. But then I went back and got it. And he dressed up as Spider-Man. And he ends
Spider.
up on top. Spider-Man. Beep, 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 beep. But he dresses up. He dresses up on top of the car right there. Dresses up. What am I talking about? He goes on top of the car right there and follows them.
This little white rabbit hole goes.
Yeah. Exactly. So it's looking like there's a exchange going on with illegal stuff, and they got the Goblin guy right there, so they're ready to sell that to somebody. And then Spider-Man, of course, always on top of things. You know what I mean? He's on top of a truck and he starts messing with them. He's like, oh my God, Spidey! And of course, boom, Digger grabs him. You know what I mean? And he's like, oh my God, what are you doing, choking me? You know what I'm saying? And Spider-Man Desperate ends up ripping Digger's fingers. You know what I mean? I was like, do they grow back? I don't even know a lot about Digger, but Spider-Man rips his fingers and stuff like that. And yeah, he's not liking it. He's like, why you did that? And he's like, you're choking me, bro. I had to do that. You know what I mean? And of course, they start shooting at him. You know what I mean? And then you hear the whole song in my head again. You know what I mean? And then he goes, get down. Boom. There's a big explosion happens.
Hey, yeah,
all that.
Your Tombstone voice sounded just like a cartoon guy.
Yeah. I try to sound a little bit like them. You know what I mean? Of course, Spidey on White Rabbit and all of them right there. He captures them. Then he's off to find Tombstone. He's like, where is he? Let me find him. You know what I mean? And then also Digger, for apparently he ran away. So now he's got to find Digger. He's going to find Tombstone. What is going on? And then he gets tired. He's like, I didn't find him. I'm tired. Stuff like that. You know what I mean? Then he calls MJ, right? Calls MJ. Actually, MJ calls him back, and she's hiding. She's hiding. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm like, what's going on? You know what I mean? Like 6 months later, like she was with him the whole time in the hospital, and now they're not together. Like, I really don't know what the hell happened. I guess that's part of the story, right? You know what I mean? And he's like, you can't call me anymore. Chill. So, you know what I mean? So you have a picture of Tombstone right here in his palace. You know what I mean? And out of nowhere, he keeps walking and
smoking.
What happened? Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. Then his place goes kablooey. You know what I mean? And yeah, then you see Digger was a big part of that. He grabs the rose, just like Rose back in the day, kind of thing. You know, every time he did murder somebody or something, he put a rose on him and stuff like that. You know, Kingpin style. You know, and yeah, but he chews it and spits it out and all that. But Tombstone's not dead. It's not that easy. Not only did he save himself, he saved the cat. The cat was saved. All right. So it shows real quick Peter going through his day and stuff like that. That annoying dude trying to collect, he just ignores him and keeps going and stuff like that. He's in front of Mary Jane where she's staying at. He looks up, and then out of nowhere, Tombstone brings him in, and he's talking to Spider-Man, and he's like, "Bro, because of you stopped that organized crime earlier. You know what I mean? Not in those words. You owe me a favor. You gotta help me take. There's now a gang war because of you. Stuff like that. You gotta help me take him out." He's like, "I ain't gonna help you. You know what I mean? I'm Spider-Man. No, I'm Peter Parker. He doesn't know he's Spider-Man." But he's like, no, what I want is you to tell Spider-Man, you know what I mean? There's a gang war happening. People will die. You need to tell him, you know, he needs to talk to me and stuff like that. So, and Peter's like, yeah, man, I'm sure Spider-Man's been bored lately and stuff like that. So I'm sure he don't mind stopping a few bad guys and stuff like that. And then Tombstone looks at him and like, you're a weird dude. Get out of my car. You know what I mean? Just give him a message. You know what I mean? And then real quick, then you see him walk away. They see MJ kind of staring at him, and then this her new boy toy or whatever the hell's going on in this thing. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Pole.
You already know from this, which I think JR did a good job, like showing her emotions a little bit in her face. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like it looked like something's going on. You know what I mean? And out of nowhere, the cliffhanger, mommy.
Two
You
little
know what I
kids.
mean? All of a sudden, these kids, like, what? She grew toddlers in 6 months. What the hell is going on here? You know what I mean? That's the dad. So I'm just like, what? And I know this is supposed to be the wow factor to draw people in, but I was just like, oh man,
Kind of makes you
come on.
wonder. Did Mephisto pull something again?
Yeah, right? Was it Nick Spencer behind this? You know what I mean? Oh, well, that name again. And then it shows the famous breaking up looking picture cover that people went crazy for. Spider-Man fans went crazy. We'll talk about that in a second. But real quick, I want to show you the Dr. Octopus part. You see Dr. Octavius right there out of nowhere. So you're like, oh, is it Dr. Octopus coming? You have to have a Doc Ock in every run, right? But
Yep.
he's kind of tied up. So like, remember, Doc Ock's a little bit reformed. He's doesn't remember much because it was taken away from him after the whole deal with the last Dr. Octopus kind of thing. You know what I mean? When he had he was in the clone body of Peter Parker and stuff like that, and then he ended up boom, and then making a deal and stuff like that, and he had in his old body, but he was cured. So who is that? Who is that looking at him? You know who that is looking at him? I have no idea.
Weird.
That was a big cliffhanger happening in this issue. You know what I forgot to say? There's spoilers. Anybody who knows we're reviewing, it's gonna be spoilers. But we wanted the rest of these issues spoiled. There you go. So right here, real quick, this was a little bit of a thicker issue, so a lot going on in this one issue, even though not a lot like an expensive number one. Ooh, that name again. But so what you think of this issue? Your general impressions of this issue? What you think of JR's art and everything?
I wasn't a big fan of JR's art, more of his pops. I'm a big, JR Senior fan, but yeah, it kind of grew on me. Like you were saying, the style that he did Tombstone in, like I was saying, was looked a little more like barbaric and stuff. But yeah, I kind of liked it. It was dark and gritty and kind of old style, old school Spidey vibes. Um, and as for the story itself, the time jump was like, whoa, what's going on?
Yeah, it was just I was thinking, I was just looking to see who else jumped in. We got a couple of John that has some amazing panel design and layouts, perfect symmetry. The art canvas is in your station. Station to all you guys just joined. Yeah, man. It's different than his older stuff. You know what I mean? Like when you started seeing some of this art, it was like it's kind of different. When I was reading that run, that's what I bring back here. When I was reading that run before, like it was a little different. So but I didn't know a lot about JR when I was reading that run. Like I said back in the day, we didn't really focus too much on artists, even though that's the reason why we read the comic. You know what I mean? Great art, but reading this, it took me back to that run. You know, from back in the day and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm digging the run. I dig part of this issue. I just didn't think the whole Mary Jane part. I know a lot of people like, oh, get over it, it's Mary Jane. You have to separate yourself from that. But you gotta understand, we Spider-Man fans, we dealt with that so long, them being apart, including the old JR run that we were just talking about. And now you had the whole build up. The only thing Nick Spencer did do a good build up with Mary Jane and Peter Parker and grow that so good. I think he did a pretty good job in that run, and it continue on to be on. So that's how I was feeling. Were you feeling the same way with the Mary Jane thing? Like, oh my God, they're separated again. You know what I mean?
I was frustrated. I was like, come on now. I mean, really?
Again.
It's like Nick brought them closer and closer and closer together, and then Zeb just like stabs you in the heart, right in the jugular, in the throat, and we'll just keep them apart just a little bit longer and throw
A
them on
little bit long.
ball.
Damn it. You know what I mean? I know people are saying, well, you need a story to tell and all that. You can tell the story with them being together. Like keep the thing going, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But what I did like from this, you still have some of the stuff that did happen, like the Janice, Tombstone's daughter, and Randy. You know what I mean? The whole I kind of dug that from the Spencer run. You know what I'm saying? That whole relationship built up. So I'm glad that they kept that going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I kind of like that. The whole thing with the guy, yeah, he has to ask Tombstone for his hand in marriage. You know, what I mean? For his blessing for her hand in marriage. You know what I'm saying? I thought that was pretty cool. So old school type issue. I enjoyed most of it. That part, just the main, and then the kids, what like toddlers?
Yeah.
So like,
What?
I'm, and the girl looked exactly like her. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, what is going on? So it's like I know like they did that to a shock value and have like a question it and stuff like that. But I was just like, all right, we'll see how this goes. You know what I mean? But like I was bummed out about the marriage. I remember you hit me up after this issue. You were bummed out about that particular story. So we're Spider-Man fans. We're still gonna read it. We're still gonna like the stuff. We're not gonna hate the whole thing because we don't like a particular thing. Like we've been through it before. It's just a little frustrating that we got to go through it again. You know what I mean? It's just like they pulled the rug from under us again. Quesada's not in it. He left Marvel. Come on, put it back together. You know what I mean? But hopefully, there's something big going on. This issue, you see it. There's something big going on. She wants to still be with him. You can see it, and I can feel it. But something happens. Whatever Peter did, you know what I mean? After the Ben Riley stuff and all that, losing Ben Riley the way he did, you know, again, you know what I mean? And him becoming Phantom, whatever the heck that character was. Yeah. So like, before we move on to the next issue, because the other issues will go a little faster because this was this one was like pretty thick. Yeah, I got the feature Patrick Gleason too. You think I would have the Patrick too? Patrick Gleason. But so before we move on, anything else you want to add to this issue? You want to move on to the next one?
I was gonna say he should have told the hospital bill collector guy, I'll pay those medical bills as soon as you fix this damn door.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. So you gotta get more of that in the next few issues. But the next cover, which I have it right here, but I might as well show the thumbnail because it looks fantastic. Boom! Issue number 2. You know what I'm saying? Some Zeb Wells action right here. You know what I'm saying? Also, you see Mary Jane and Peter looking at her. She's like, "Yeah, I don't want nothing to do with you." You know what I'm saying? I hate you. You know what I mean?
Another good cover right here.
Oh wait! I gotta blow you up a little bit.
Little
Boom.
black cat masquerade.
Oh, nice. Yo, my man's got the variants. You know what I mean? I only have this one issue. Usually I get variants and stuff like that. But I only have this one issue. Got the A cover, so I'll usually open them up so I can look through them. So I'll give a quick synopsis of this one. I know I said quick with the last one, but that last one there was a lot that happened in that one. So keep on keeping on. Spoilers, like I said, anybody, you know what I mean? I might as well put the banner up, you know what I mean? Spoilers, you know what I mean?
Oh man, this issue is hilarious.
Yeah.
The second
What's going on, Steph? Station, my man. So so you see like right off the bat, you know what I mean, out of nowhere, knock, someone knocks on the thing, you know, and he's like, well, you were saying I'll pay you when and then boom. You got Norman Osborn. Anybody? Norman Osborn. Yeah, Norman. No, not that guy. Not that guy. That's Goblin. This guy's reformed. Remember the last series, Nick Spencer? He was reformed. You know what I mean? That he all that sin stuff got the Sin Eaters took all that off. So what was funny about this whole scene? He go to Parker. He was like, Parker, you pretty smart, man. What's going on? Why are you why are you living like this, bro? You smart. You too smart to be freaking, like this. You know what I mean? He's like, from you, oh well, Mister All Perfect or something. Now you reform and stuff. No, not those exact words, but it's pretty much what he said. He's like, I got a job for you though. He's like, a job. You know what I mean? Yeah, you need a job, man. So he's like, all right, just be there at the here, and Parker. I guess he kind of agrees, but he doesn't. He's like, oh well, whatever. You know what I mean? And then the job is babysitting it's Stanley and what's his name Normie. You know what I mean? So he's got a babysit you know what I mean, Harry Osborn's, the late great Harry Osborn's kids, because it's not with us no more, at least in these issues. You guys know comic books, but and then Peter's like, Norman, I gotta babysit these kids. So keep on keeping on. You see Janice, right? Janice is her name? Janice?
Janice.
Janice, the beetle. She comes in to her dad and is like, Dad, what's going on, man? Her dad's ready to go to war, like what happened in the last issue. And she's like, I'm gonna go with you. And he's like, no, you're gonna go get married and stuff like that. Go do your thing. I don't want you coming with me. It's like, oh, you always treated me like a child. And he's like, no, I just don't want you. I want to be your dad. I just don't want you to see me like this. It's gonna get ugly. I'm gonna be the old Tombstone. You know what I mean? And in this war, I just don't want you to see me like that. And she's like, fine, I'll go. And she's like, oh man, and stuff like that. So pretty much, yeah, he told, he kind of like wants to take care of business and leave the daughter out of it. He loves his daughter, you know what I mean? So keep on keeping on. He just goes into the room and takes a $2,000 tooth out, rips it out. Like, do you know why he did that? Because I don't know why he did that. You know what I mean? He just rips the tooth out. You know what I mean? Like, okay.
Yeah, that part, but
I didn't understand that part either. I was like, okay, $2,000 tooth. Like, he always had the pointy tooth, so I don't know. But I guess he's selling his tooth or something like that. I don't know. But it shows Peter ready to go into action and stuff like that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? He gets a call off wherever, and you got the White Rabbit right there. They got a stash of Mysterio stuff and all that. And what are we gonna do with this stuff? Spider-Man comes out of nowhere, you know what I mean? Crashes through, you know what I mean? It's like, light him up, and then like they try to shoot him, but they're not gonna get Spider-Man. And then Spider-Man's like, just tell me, almost never, but you gotta tell me, tell me where Tombstone is, tell me what his plan is, or you know what I mean, or tell me something, tell me where the rose is, whatever, and then and tell me what Tombstone is. And she's like, all right, I'll tell you. He tells him a location and stuff like that, and he's like, we'll make a deal. I'm gonna get you anyway, but I'll go after Tombstone, and when I catch him, I'll come back for you. But if I don't, you're good. You're free. You know what I'm saying? She's like, all right, he's over here. You know what I mean? Wherever he's at, And then he tricks them. Anyway, and twips them.
like pudding.
Flip.
From when he was babysitting.
So he pretty much, that's what he does. They get mad at him. Back at the crime bosses. You know what I mean? A crime master is there and stuff like that. Tombstone's like, they're like, oh, we're gonna go get all this, and we're gonna get the crime. And Rose is the man, you know what I mean? And that's where Lonnie comes in. Tombstone's like, oh yeah. He kind of roughs up the Time Master, the Crime Master, and Time Master. And then after that, you see Spider-Man, and then you see Tombstone like on an alley, with a bunch of dead mobsters. You know what I mean? And Spider-Man, what you do, bro? What are you doing? He's like, I'm reassuring myself. You know what I mean? This is all your fault, Parker. I had to do this. I mean, not Spider-Man. Didn't Parker tell you what was going to happen? You know what I mean? With this war and stuff like that. And he's like, what are you doing? You think this is all my fault? It's not my fault. You're a villain like you always are. So they start, bam, no, just like Batman. Bam, boom, pam, boom. They start fighting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They brawling, stuff like that. And it's Spider-Man looking like he's winning. You know, and then of course Tombstone gets a couple of licks in there and stuff like that. You know, a nice little battle. JR, I kind of like this his little battle scene right here. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And uh, supposedly Tombstone takes a cracks his ribs and he's all smiling. You know what I mean? And then he ends up uh beating Spider-Man. You know what I mean? You don't see that a lot, but he ends up beating Spider-Man. Spider-Man just gets knocked out. He got his cracked rib and all that. He's out cold. Then you see him driving with him in that truck. You know what I'm saying? Because they had the truck booby trapped. So as soon as he got in that truck, boom, something grabbed him, Spider-Man, and that's where Tombstone grabbed him and really put a number on him. And then look who's there. White Rabbit set him up. You know what I mean? He wasn't really set. She wasn't really told on him. It was all part of the plan, and
Mm-hmm.
that's how to be continued. So Spider-Man's in big trouble, guys. Big trouble. So this one's a little faster, like I said. The other one took a little longer, cause cause reasons. A lot happened in the other one, like it should. It was a #1 issue, but yeah, man. So this issue, what you think about it? First of all, these two weren't in it. I mean, this one, not these two, but this one wasn't even in it. You know what I mean? Like the ultimate trope of the people. Like everybody who got mad, oh my god, really, what happened between these two happened in the first issue because what you think about it? Did you think real quick? Where's Mary Jane when you read this one?
Yeah, I'm like, man, we got the Shaft. What's going on with these stupid variant covers, man? They're cheating us.
Yeah, this should have been like a B or C cover. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we get that a lot. Like old school. Like back in the day, you got that a lot where you got the cover had nothing to do before variant days. Before people were specking. People were always specking, but more now than ever. But they always show something in the cover, and that doesn't even happen in the book.
Mm-hmm.
So, what you think about this issue? Did you like this issue?
Yeah, I liked it. I liked the interaction with the reformer Norman was hilarious. It's like, and then when he he's got like, oh, I got a job for you, and Peter's like, oh, you do? And he's probably thinking, oh, you want me to take pictures or something? And no, here's some kids, babysit them, and he pinches him on the cheek. Good little Peter Parker.
He was like toying with him and everything. And I was looking at it like this is really not the Tombstone from back in the day, because opportunity, like all the history they had, like it didn't make sense for me too much. Like Tombstone back in the day, I guess I semi guessed it eventually, I guess, because everything that happened in the past, Tombstone would took him out this time. You know what I mean? Like, nah, I'm not playing around no more. You know what I mean? But there you go. Like he kind of knocked him out and stuff like that. Took him to the warehouse. Now we're gonna see in this issue. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? What's gonna happen? So overall, that issue, I like I said, I didn't hate the issues, and this one was kind of fun. Better than I think I enjoyed it a little better than the first one, because the first one was just, like I was saying, I was confused what was happening with MJ before and everything that they built, and then they just rip it apart, and then all this other thing, and then the cliffhanger at the end. It was just like, really, we're going through this again. Nightmares for us Spider-Man fans, but new people who didn't read a lot of Spider-Man apparently enjoying this run a lot. You know what I'm saying? So kudos to them. I'm enjoying it. Like I said, like us Spider-Man fans, we never gonna completely hate on a issue or stuff like that. And it takes me back with the JR stuff. I was a JR fan. I like the stuff, little unorthodox style, a little different. Tombstone's a
Yeah.
little different, but I enjoyed this issue. I wish I enjoyed it more the first time. I enjoyed it more the second time I read it, like getting ready for this show. So I kind of was starting to
Yeah.
enjoy the issues a little more. Were you the same thing when you read it the first time and second time?
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed it the second time in preparing for this. It had a little more detail. I agree with you too on the action sequences are really cool. Kind of like the old Batman, swift, flop, punch, boom, scratch, boom, bang.
Freaking, I was loving it, man. I was loving that part. You know what I mean? Like I said, it was a good, legit Spider-Man issue. You get that from the Spider-Man. You know, like once you get all that other stuff from the past, the history like out of your head, and just enjoy the book, you end up enjoying the book a little more, stuff like that. So,
And I was
we're gonna go ahead.
uh, you know how sometimes being longtime Spider-Man fans, we understand when his spider sense may be tingling or may not be tingling. But I
Yeah.
started to wonder in this issue. I started to wonder, is it just me or is his spider sense kind of a little off or working in reverse? I wonder what's going on with that.
Yeah, but there's a couple on this next issue. We'll see more of that. But yeah, a lot of questions here, and they do a good job. Silk Worlds, he's a solid writer, man. I'm digging it. Like I dug his last book, so that's why I'm like, all right, I'm gonna give this a chance because I'm not digging the whole Mary Jane stuff, but we went through it before. You know what I mean? Here we go. So
Yeah,
I'm hoping they're we're
and
hoping they go ahead.
I was gonna say,
What?
speaking of Jane, another rumor that I shared with you a couple months ago that I'm not too happy if it's actually true, but I'll wait till the end to share that rumor. And if anybody doesn't
Yeah.
want to, you can mute your mic or whatever.
All right. We definitely gonna do that. I know what he's referring to, but yeah, man. So we're gonna review the third issue right here, real quick. I'm gonna go a quick synopsis. That's what it looks like right there. I have it in my hands right here. You know what I
Another
mean? So
odd to the original Hobgoblin pulling the mask
you
apart.
you have your another issue, a variant somewhere, or
Oh, I have that same one. The
oh, you got the okay.
Yeah.
You have some hot variants every time I show one. um, all right. So the other one I did it pretty quick. So this was might be one of those two. Um, yeah. So it starts with that dude that's with MJ with the kids and stuff like that, and he's like walking in because he's not liking he wants to talk to Peter. Like, is Peter there? All right, gonna go. Stop calling MJ kind of thing. I'm like, bro, they've been together for man long. That's what I was thinking, but. You see him right there talking, and that dude, that annoying dude that's always in the front. You know what I mean? We're gonna talk more about that dude. I don't even know. Does he have a name? Because
I think his name's Paul.
His name is Paul. Oh, it had to
Yeah.
be Paul, right? It had to be a Paul. Any Pauls out there? I'm just playing. But so he's like, the guy's like, who you looking for? He's like, Peter Parker. You know what I mean? He got some explaining to do. You know what I'm saying? And the guy's like, why are you here? And he's like, yeah, I'm here to collect the debt. You know what I mean? He got some medical bills. This guy's really wanted just medical bills, man. I never heard of anybody just waiting in the front door for your medical bills. You know, pay your medical bills. You know what I'm saying? You ever heard of that? Like literally in your front door every day. There's something strange about this guy. You know, did you get that kind of vibe like I did? Like there's more to this guy. You know.
Who is this guy?
Who is this guy, man? What? So he's like telling them, why are you here? You know, Peter's been down in his dumps, down in the dumps, down in the dumps and stuff like that. Things been happening. How much is this bill? He's like, yeah, $1,500 if you're gonna for the next 2 weeks. For the next 2 weeks, $1,500. I'll leave him alone. Stuff like that. You know what I mean? He's like, all right, $1,500 for the next, leave him alone for 2 weeks. All right. So pretty much we're not gonna see this guy for a while, for 2 weeks at least. So some people probably think the whole bill was $1,500, but no, it's probably part of the bill for him to stay away for a couple of weeks. So I wonder how much this bill really is, because you know what I mean. I think modern day, us, a bill, all the times Peter stayed, if we would have stayed in the hospital that long, that bill is gonna be like a freaking buying a Ferrari or something like that. You know what I mean? But keep on keeping on. While he's like, oh, he's probably really tired. He's been through a lot. Let him rest. So he gives him the money. He leaves, and then we see Peter all beat up. You know what I'm saying? And then Tombstone's like, wake him up. He slept enough. You know what I mean? He's like, oh, wake him up. You know what I mean? And then he starts brutally beating the crap out of Spider-Man. Pop, pop, blood everywhere. This is the first time we've seen this much blood in a Spider-Man issue. You know what I mean? It was like, is this really a Spider-Man issue? You know what I'm saying? Like, did you think the same thing? We never seen this kind of thing. You know what I mean? And Tombstone is like enjoying it. He's smiling. Ha ha ha. Beats him up. One of his goons has a whole box of roses because he's trying to set him up. Set up the rose. You know what I mean? Because he want to take down the rose. You know what I'm saying? And so he's trying to set him up. He's like, take the fall. And Tombstone's like trying to teach Spider-Man a lesson. This is a lesson. You know what I mean? And he's like, why do you keep doing this? He's like, yeah, because, you know, I'm the good guy. I got to get bad guys. That's why I keep doing this. Stuff like that. So that scene ends and you have like, you know, Randy and Janice. That's right. I got her name right. Talking, and he's ready. He kind of looking for a good place to ask her, you know, to marry her and stuff like that, because he hasn't done it yet. But they start talking sweet, and she ends up asking him, "Oh, do you want to marry me?" He's like, "What? In this place? Why would he ask here? I was getting ready to ask you and stuff." And he's like, "Dummy, do you want to marry me?" You know what I mean? Not those kind of words, but that's what the way, you know me. I gotta change it up a little bit. And she goes, "Yeah," and then they're happily there, and it goes back to where the rose. You know what I mean? Like Tombstone grabs a rose, smells it, you know what I mean? And he's Spider-Man. And he's like done with Spider-Man. He's like, all right, he tells his goon, kill him. You know what I mean? He's like, hey, hey, hey. He's smiling. And while he goes, Robbie is right there, you know what I'm saying? Robinson. And the White Rabbit kidnaps him. Like, oh no! So real quick, you think, oh, Tombstone going back and beating up everybody from his past. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So he's in trouble. You see a whole origin story of him as a kid and people bullying him, and then he ends up taking a bite out of a kid's ear, and they stop bullying him because he always had them teeth. Yeah.
Little Mike Tyson action there.
Yeah, so you see that whole scene. That's a lot what he talks about. You know what I mean? He talks about after doing that, you know, he had no choice but to be in the crime and stuff like that. And, you know, Robert Robinson and all that and stuff like that. And then of course, who comes back? You know what I mean? Before he ready to kill Spider-Man. You know what I mean? Because he was ready to kill him, and Spider-Man's all chained up, and he's like, the guy goes, we're ready to do the operation now. So they're gonna go set up the rose, make it look like kill a bunch of people, mobsters, and make it look like it's the Rose Goon. You know what I'm saying? That's why they had all the roses and stuff. So before that, he tells his goon, kill him. You know what I mean? And then Peter's like, I learned my lesson. Because that's what Tombstone's doing, teaching him a lesson. And the guy's like, kill him. And he's like, did you hear me? Stop. To be continued. So now the guy's ready to kill Spider-Man, and there's not going to be an issue number 4. Or issue number 4 might be the last one, guys, because he's going to kill Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? So what do you think of this issue?
I thought it was okay. You know, still wondering who that Paul guy is.
Yeah.
The whole MJ thing is just really irritating.
Yeah, like I said, we pretty much gotta go through that again. You know what I mean? So that's like annoying. Like I said, we have a history of reading it, you know, that story to progress already. Now we gotta wait. It's going backwards. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I really liked that whole interaction between Tombstone and Spider-Man. Him just you know, beating him to a pulp. Kind of seeing you know, Spider-Man's resilience, like holding on for dear life, and Tombstone's toughness, and kind of cool seeing a little bit of Tombstone's backstory, kind of get more an idea behind his motivations, and
I really all that, man.
I really JR's art here. especially in the scenes where Peter just kind of slumped over. Um, just kind of seeing a little bit of more of in the way he drew him, Spidey's weakness, but yet still kind of seeing him strong, and then kind of seeing the behemoth size of Tombstone. It was just really incredible. The artwork was just really good.
Yeah. Yeah, like Jared, like I said, like there's some people that just don't like his art. But if you look through it, it's different, but it's nice, man. I enjoy it. It brings me back. So yeah, I started to like the issues a little more after the first two. Like the first one, like I said, I'm just talking about when I first went. The second time around, I'm enjoying them a little more.
Mm-hmm.
But I started to enjoy it because they are reminiscent of old school Spider-Man kind of storytelling and then street level stuff. You loved all that stuff. So the next issue um is numero 4, Amazing Spider-Man. Boom. So now
Yeah.
you see the whole goons, the White Rabbit up in the house, you know what I'm saying? Attacking and stuff like that. I have the issue right here. I don't know. We have a variant. Got
That's the
this
same.
issue. Okay, it's fine. Um, So Wells, we meet her again and stuff like that. So let me take a quick sip of my Pepsi. We take this quick break for a quick sip of for him. Take a quick sip of his Pepsi. Yeah. So keep on keeping on. Myself big right here. Issue number 4, real quick synopsis again, like we did to the last one. We start off with MJ talking to the little girl again, supposedly her daughter. I don't know what the hell's going on there, but she's like, "You see a little." Well, we already saw her here. I'm spoiling it, but it's like, "I see a girl in the window." She's like, "Stop telling stories. Go to sleep." No, there really is, and it's the black cat. So I'm pretty hyped up because I this is my favorite issue out of the 4 for whatever, I guess because of the black cats in there. I'm a black cat person and stuff like that. So they got my heart right there. But Felicia pops up, stuff like that. Everybody remembers that issue. You know what I mean? Black Cat, Mary Jane, they bonded. Um, understanding and all that with the whole Peter Parker situation, stuff like that. But apparently something happened throughout those 6 months or something like that, whatever the hell happened. So they're not together. So she's like, "You heard of Peter? I can't find him. I need to look. I'm looking for Peter. Something's going on. And I need to know, like," she's like, "Something's going on with Peter. What's going on? I haven't talked to him in so long." You know what I mean? Besides the phone calls and stuff. But yeah, I don't know what he's going through. You know what I mean? But she looked genuinely concerned. She was just like, Mary Jane's like, "What happened?" She's like, "Oh, you don't know? That's fine. You know." So Black Cat already knows, like, yeah, come on, you're not over it. But she brushes it off. She's like, "All right, I'm out." And she's like, "Cute kid." And she's like, "Who was that, Mammy?" You know what I mean? She's like, "A friend from a long time ago." I'm like, "Damn, from a long time ago? Jeez, that was just 6 months and a long time ago." Go back for Peter Parker. You know what I mean? Like, he's chained up and the guy is ready to take him out and stuff like that. As he's ready to pull the trigger, Spider-Man's waiting for his spider senses to go through, so he can move. But it hasn't happened yet. You know what I mean? And right when he were, he got, "Wait, hold up!" And this Kareem guy stops
To
him.
the rescue.
Yeah, and he's like, "Yeah, change the plans. The boss want us to peel off." And he's like, "Tombstone said that, what about the bug?" And he's like, "He just wanted to scare him. Leave him, man. Let's go." He's like, "This Kareem guy makes a whole lot of heck of sense." He said, and the other guy's like, "F that. I'm gonna take him out." You know what I mean? And I get where you're coming from. And then he takes him out. But pretty much he ends up hitting the guy in the face. Boom. And he ends up letting Spider-Man loose. And he's like, Spider-Man's like, "Why are you doing this?" He's like, "You saved my life one day." So returning the favor kind of thing. Like he some of these criminals, they're criminals because they're organized crime. Doesn't mean they're completely bad. They just do what they feel like they gotta do. It's business, you know what I mean? It's not a good
Mm-hmm.
way, it's still bad, but that's how they think. So he's like all cool with it, you know what I mean? And back to meanwhile, like Sam used to go, meanwhile, uh White Rabbit right there, or Robbie, um, and he's like Tombstone's right there. He's just like he's like, what? And he's like, people are gonna talk, which makes you a loose end. I gotta tie up. So and then so make you think like, oh, something's gonna happen. Oh, Robbie's finally dead. You know what I'm saying? So the tip that Spider-Man got, he going to trying to find Tombstone. Boom, boom, to wherever this hideout is. Um, boom. You see Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? Go back to that.
Spider,
You know what I'm saying?
Spider-Man.
So they start shooting at him. Pop, 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 pop. He lays down the law right there. And then he's running away from a few of them. Spider-Man, he calls Randy. He's like, yo, you gotta go find Lonnie. You gotta go find Tombstone. You know what I mean? He's got your dad. You gotta go find him. He's like, what? What are you talking about? And they're in the car ready to go on vacation. Him and his new fiance. You know what I'm saying? And she's like, I don't want to go back there. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, no, he's got your dad. And then the guy's like, oh, we got him. They think they got him, but they don't. And then they hang up. Spider-Man hangs up. He starts webbing them. Take care of business. You know what I'm saying? And then at the end, at the bottom, you see Randy's like, yo, we gotta go. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He's like, we gotta go see your father now. He's like, my dad, that's a terrible idea. He's like, no. He's like, okay, I'm going. That's what she says. Back to the place. They start battling, stuff like that. You know what I mean? After he takes them out, boom, he takes them all out. Spider-Man, this is all action issue, which you gotta love, because like a lot of explanation issues are nice, but it's nice to have some action. We got a couple of those. So real quick, you see Randy, oh dad, and then she's like, Randy, where you going, bro? Let me go with you. You know what I'm saying? But he ain't having it. He's like, dad is gonna kill you. You know what I mean? Let me go with you. He gets a head start, and at the same time, you see Spider-Man trying to get to him too. Boom. You know what I mean? He goes up. Randy goes up the stairs. Spider-Man taking out some of the goons. Randy's at the door. Spider-Man's like this. So this is a nice action in action. Where Spider-Man is, where Randy is, and right here in the bottom, it shows Spider-Man as he's going through the door. There's a dude with a gun ready to shoot him, right? And then the other one is like, Randy's going, Dad! You know what I mean? And it ends up being that it's the Rose at the other end of that gun.
Mm-hmm.
While, you know what I mean? As he knocks him out, boom, 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 Spider-Man try to find who the new Rose is. It's not the new Rose. It's Richard Fisk, right? That's his name. Kingpin's dad. Kingpin's son is the Rose. And he's shocked. He's like, what's going on? Because they're supposed to be in Harlem or something like that. And then Randy goes with his dad, you know what I mean, just talking to Tombstone like nothing. And he's like, I thought he was gonna kill you. And he's like, Dad, and he's like, nah, he was just wanted to give the good news. Why didn't you tell me you were getting married, kind of thing, you know what I mean? And the daughter comes, Dad, don't kill him. You know what I mean? He's like, nah, man, we just clean up the news. And then Spider-Man's still confused on the other end. Like, and he's pissed off at Tombstone. He's like, Tombstone tricks me. I just won his war for him. So Spider-Man took out the Rose and his goons all by himself. You know what I mean? Not by himself, man. He had a little bit of help, but you know what I mean? So they have relief right there, and Spider-Man's like, what the heck is going on? You know what I mean? And and Spider-Man goes, so I let it to the proper authorities, because you don't know what the hell is going on. And Tombstone's like, ha ha ha, I got one over on Spider-Man. You know what I mean? So I enjoyed this issue more than the other ones when I first read it, and it was still kind of fun issue to read. What do you think of this issue?
Oh, it was awesome. The action sequences, especially the artwork, man, where he's like kicking and punching some of their faces, you can like see the effects of the fist and the foot, and like there's like blood like fountaining out of some of their noses and stuff. I'm like, dude, this is hardcore, man. I'm like,
Yeah,
this is like a, full on Spidey Unleashed, man.
man, it was yeah. Like I said, like after the first few, I started getting softer. I started to let out a little bit. Started enjoying the series a little more than I was before because I like these issues. There's
Hmm.
old school Spider-Man issues, so I understand where a lot of people are coming from when they're liking it. Um, uh, he's in the chats, but Nick Comic Culture when he reviews his stuff, he was digging it too. So you know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, Robbie from Pop Culture Philosopher, he was digging it, and he's been
Yeah.
hating the runs lately. So,
And you're getting to
so
see. I'm beginning to see that there's a lot more layers to Tombstone than you
yeah,
would have thought at first. It's like, man, he's a little smarter than you give him credit for.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He's like, you figure he hasn't learned his lesson, but throughout this story right here, he looked like he did. You know what I mean? And he is looking like a totally different Tombstone to me. You know what I mean? Like, all right, all right. He's like, he's become people maybe become a softie because he's daughter and stuff like that. But you know what I mean? I was just like, so I remember talking throughout my show. I was like, I enjoyed this issue a little more. And I think Nick told me like some of these issues are pretty cool. Like it got better. You know what I mean? So I was just like, the story progressing. You have a lot of good action. A lot of I love the action. You know what I mean? I love good action, not just put there, but makes sense and stuff like that. So I couldn't, um, man, I couldn't hate on it. You know what I mean? So keep on keeping on. We're going into the fifth and final of this story arc, which is boom, this one right here.
Yeah.
Nice little story, numero cinco. As you can see, as we progress through every thumbnail, it goes from the beginning all the way to the end to number 5. So you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's pretty smart, babe. Great job on the thumbnail. She worked hard on it. But real quick synopsis again. I think I've been doing pretty good on these. The first one took a little long, but these other ones are doing it
Yeah.
pretty decent. Number 5, guys. Spoilers. There's gonna be spoilers. It says it in the bottom. Spider-Man. Spider-Man.
Herm's the man. Herm's the man.
So,
Radioactive Herm the man.
so they're in Midtown, and Digger's having an ice cream, and you see the cops. Wee! He's looking around like, what's going on? And they see Richard Fisk get arrested, and he's like, "Do you know who I am?" To the cops, "You're gonna get in trouble. I could get you." Blah! You know what I mean? Not exactly those words, but you know me. And Digger's like, "Crap!" And he throws the ice cream away. We gotta go. You know what I mean? Because his boss is getting arrested and he's having an ice cream. You know what I'm saying? I thought that was a good, nice little joke. Spider-Man's kind of pissed. Kind of like he wants Tombstone's butt. He wants it big time. You know what I'm saying? And Tombstone's right here with the knowing that one crime boss, got taken out. So now they're questioning him. Like, was you the reason why the rose is down? And why are you in cahoots with Spider-Man? And he's like, come on. If I was in cahoots with Spider-Man, I would shoot myself. I'm like, come on, man. There's no way. And Hammerhead's like, yo, you better not be, bro. But let me find out. Let me find out you with Spider-Man. You're teaming up and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because you already know. And he's like, but you roughed up Crime Master. And he's like, come on. You know, Spider-Man couldn't handle me, so he had to go after a softer guy, like the Rose. Come on, you know what I mean? And the Crime Master, I roughed it, but you roughed him up. You know what I mean? He's like, yeah, but it's the Crime Master. And he's like, and they're like, true. Crime Master's like, true. He's like, hey. Crime Master's like, hey, what's going on? So he got offended. So that whole thing, so now they're questioning Tombstone, if not only if he could be a leader or a leader of a mob squad or something like that, but that he betray us kind of thing. So keep on keeping on. We got like that dude again. We thought he was gone for 2 weeks. What's going on? It's already 2 weeks. I mean, what? This guy's back. What's going on, Tom? You know what I'm saying? I know you're not the writer, but come on. So it looked like a lady was looking for him too. She's like, you found him? No, I didn't find him. You seen him? You know what I'm saying? You pretty know who that is. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's not for a second. I thought it was Aunt May. I was like, what? But it's not. You know what I mean? He goes, oh no, I'm looking around, but he's not here. And then she sees him in the she sees Spider-Man in the air. He's like, oh, okay. So she disappears. She ends up being the Black Cat. So Black Cat flags him down. He's like, yo, Peter. And then Peter's looking like all beat up, like, oh, look at JR, like he's all swollen. What the hell? So he's like telling the Black Cat, like, the Black Cat's like, I just, I'm worried about you. You know what I mean? Like, you act like this tough guy, but your heart's broken. Talking about MJ and stuff like that. And he's like, let's try and help. He's like, you know what? I got to do this on my own. You know what I mean? She's like, of course, like always. But, she's like, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? She's like that whole, like, talk with him. I'm here for you if, you ever want to, talk and stuff like that. And she goes, maybe I'll let you chase me around a bit. You know what I mean? She's like, smirks. And he's like, hey, maybe. You know what I mean? So that's a nice little scene between both of them. She was always flirting with Spider-Man. There was always kind of flirt kind of thing for a long time. You know what I mean? It never really bothered MJ. MJ was too cool for school. You know what I mean? She understood stuff like that. That's what was great about MJ. That's why this whole thing is frustrating me with the MJ relationship. But we'll move on from that. So Spider-Man's trying to do his little rendezvous, trying to find what the organized crimes happening with Tombstone and all that. And he sees something going on there. So now Spider-Man used to jump real quick when he used to see the villain. Looked like Spider-Man kind of, Peter Parker, Spider-Man, he kind of like grew up a little bit. You know what I mean? You kind of like seen him like, what do you call that? Progress a little, at least some of it. Usually he used to run and jump, and now he looked like he's staking them out and stuff like that. Did you get to see that when you were reading this? Like a little stakeout?
Yeah.
So he goes back into wherever they're at, and then Digger's like, yo, man, you already destroyed this place. You come back and do it again, you know what I mean? And I was in charge of this. Get him. So they start shooting him, boom, 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 and all that. He's all mad. He Spider-Man webs his goons up, and Digger is like all mad, and then Spider-Man's like, it's not my fault. It's Tombstone's fault, man. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? It's and he starts sending in, and he kind of like starts talking to him, and then we'll leave it there. You know what I mean? Then you see the Tombstone, the family going away, and he's like, yo, Robbie, sorry about the kidnapping, but I was just trying to do things. You know what I mean? He's like, yeah, sure, you're trying to do things. You know what I'm saying? And then you see he's having a drink, and then who's in there? Spider-Man. And he's like, yo, that was a good job tricking me. You tricked me, Mr. Tombstone. You know what I'm saying? You tricked me into working for you. You know what I mean? And usually Spider-Man used to get mad at that, but looking like Peter, like starting to learn a little bit, you're like, all right, but I'm gonna get you back. And he kind of did. So out of nowhere, Tombstone gets a call. You know what I mean? And White Rabbit's like, it's bad, boss. We're losing everything. So, because organized crime, they have their own things, and they took out the competition a little bit. You know what I'm saying? They took it out. But now, the former guy from the Rose, Digger, is taking them out. And Tombstone's like, this is you making a point, right? You know what I mean? This is you making a point, huh, Peter? You know what I mean? Spider-Man, sorry, doesn't know. He's like, this is just so by the end of this, I can say we're even. And he's like, not bad. Guess I did teach you a lesson. He's like, I've been thinking about what you said. He's like, that's so. So he's like, they were talking back and forth and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And and he's just like, all right, we can maybe do this little team up thing. a little bit. He's like, yeah, that stuff about you being a kid, not even having enough, when he was a kid. And he's like, I hate that. You didn't get what you needed, Nani. I really do. And Tombstone looks at him. He's like, you're a weird dude. Get out of my house. So, they have maybe their little arrangement, maybe, which is kind of weird. Peter Parker's arranging something with a crime boss. But this is a different crime boss, and this is a different Peter Parker. So much stuff happened to his life, Spider-Man, and all that. You still don't know what he did 6 months ago. We'll see. And then we go back to Aunt May's house, and she's like all sad because the last conversation didn't end up good in the first issue. So she comes back. He's like, hey, May. He's like, sorry, I'm late. Can I still take you up for a dinner? He's like, Peter, what happened to your face? And you always know, like, every time he has something like that, he will always lie. He's like, oh, I tried my hand on racquetball, and racquetball tied my hands in my face. And he's like, you just one of those things. He's like, yep. She's like, one of those things. And they look at each other, and then Peter's looking like, oh, oh, man. Oh, that art. And then Aunt May's like, looks at him. He's like, have a seat before it gets cold. It's good to see you, Peter. He's like, thanks, May. It's good to be back. And then you see, like, the spider at the end. Then you see that, the whole words and all that from the end of the episode. But, you know what I mean? So, yeah, that's pretty much what happened. And then, boom, at the end, it shows you the whopping big issue. You know what I'm saying? The big issue number 6, 900 Legacy. Oh, snap. If we got a thumbnail for that too. Right there. That's going to be the next issue, number 900. You know what I mean? That's the A cover, and behind is the B cover. You know what I'm saying? And your man Phable talked about it in his Fable's Got Your Cover show on Thursday. He covered that, you know what I mean? And showed a few covers there and stuff like that. 900 issue, big 999 issue. You know what I mean? So you ready for that, my man, Tom? Before we talk about that issue, let's talk about this one. What you think about this issue? I'm here jumping the gun. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, I liked the ending a lot. He's obviously mending his relationship with Aunt May, so that's good. But we're still, I don't even know what's going on with Mary Jane. It's like, what the heck?
Yeah, we're gonna have us Spider-Man fans gonna have to get over that now. You already know what happened. You already know it's gonna be like an ongoing thing. We're gonna see her sometimes. We're gonna see. We didn't see Aunt May till like the first issue. So
yeah,
you know what I mean. It's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna be a long dragging like a 100+ issue kind of thing. Plus dot whatever. You know what I mean. But because I don't know how long J.R. is gonna be in this run. I don't know if people say, oh, then 12 issues or. It's 25 issues. So it depending Zeb Wells, JR, I don't know how long they're gonna be on this run, stuff like that. I don't think it's gonna drag on as long. They're saying editorial, editorial sometimes butts in, but I don't think this is the case anymore. Quesada's not with them anymore. I don't think it's all his fault. But you know what I'm saying? It's still Marvel, you know what I mean? But it's gonna be a ride, bro. It's gonna be a ride.
Oh yeah.
But I think this 900th issue is gonna have her in it, and it's gonna have Ben Reilly in it as that new character, because that's coming. That's coming.
Yeah.
So but what this issue, I thought, like for an issue, it was pretty well. I know like it was kind of like a soft ending for towards the end. Maybe people wanted more to happen in this issue. Did you enjoy this issue, or were you disappointed?
I liked it. It seemed, I don't know, for some reason it seemed short, but it might just, I liked that they're bringing in the Black Cat again, and kind of maybe hinting at maybe a possible little, smoochy, and
it's a little fling going on again. You know what I mean?
little third wheel,
like the 80s. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they're not together anymore, but it's a lot of history there, so who knows? You know what I mean? But she's like, I let you chase me.
I was like waiting for Black Cat to go. Peter, so you're still saying, kind of saying that there's maybe a chance?
So you're saying there's a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed the issue. I thought the fourth one was a little better. I enjoyed this issue. Like I said, I didn't think there was gonna be an ending told end with the tombstone thing. You saw the family thing. I think the next arc is gonna get away from tombstone. You're gonna see another type of thing. Probably go
Mm-hmm.
back to that. But you kind of love that story with Randy and Janice, and hopefully they have a happy ending. Can we have one happy ending with somebody, please? You know what I'm saying? But she is, you know, the Beetle, the latest Beetle. So who knows what happens. But yo, but this issue was okay. Like I said, I'm starting to dig the run a little bit more. Like we have to let go of the MJ stuff. That's kind of weird. We love our MJ. We're hoping that like we always do in a lot of series. You know what I mean? It leads to something. There's got to be a reason why they're not together, and we're not gonna find that. I don't even think we're gonna find it in the 900th issue, which I just showed earlier. Before we
Oh,
what's going on, Storm Rider Station, my man.
okay.
Um,
I just thought of something that might tie into issue one, the
uh
beginning
oh,
of one.
right here, this issue right here, number 900. So again, I'm gonna put the spoiler thing up. Anybody, if you don't want to get spoiled, uh, press mute. Don't turn us off. Just press mute. I'll turn off the spoilers once he finishes. Tell us what you were talking about earlier. You know what I mean?
Okay,
What were you talking about
so
earlier?
I've heard rumors, and I've read that. Okay, apparently, I can't remember the mutant's name, but it's a she. She now has a cybernetic body. Apparently, she skinned and killed her boyfriend. Okay. Um, and so I can't remember. Yeah, like I said, I can't remember this mutant's name, but apparently she um wants to get into the annual X-Men gala that they have every year or whatever. This big bash. So I guess she has some kind of history with MJ, and so I guess she figures to be able to get into the gala based on Mary Jane's past modeling career. She decides to skin our beloved MJ alive and wear her skin to get into this X-Men thing gala. And I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, ain't nobody
Nah,
in our beauty. Like, that's gonna piss a
yeah,
lot of fans off.
yeah. I don't think that's gonna happen. That's
So
weird.
apparently Spidey kind of figures it out. He's like, what the hell did you do to my MJ? And I guess he just kind of gets pissed off at the X-Men in general. And from what I've heard, I guess he like sets off a bomb and blows up, kills most of the mutants or something. And then apparently, I guess he ends up teaming up with Wolverine to hunt down this crazy cybernetic mutant lady. And I guess the whole
Yeah,
time, and
that's wild.
whatever is left of her skin.
Nah, I don't
Uh,
think that's gonna happen, man. That's wild, man. That's like that's a horror right there. It's a Amazing Spider-Man, not a horror book. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. I'll take this off. Okay. I'm not sure what would happen number 900. I don't think that's gonna happen. I think maybe they're gonna bring them back together eventually. Whatever the heck is going on, whatever Peter did, um, maybe like because Peter doesn't kill, maybe he had to kill or something like that, or
yeah.
that's what I was thinking. But I don't think it's that either. I just think I don't know what the heck he did, but supposedly he got everybody's mad at him and stuff like that, and Peter could do no good. Been happening for a long time. Peter Luck and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know, but I'm in it for the ride. I'm gonna give it a shot as you doing it too. So we're gonna keep going like the next art whenever it ends. I don't think like I was thinking maybe this we review this one issue that comes out, but probably not. Depending on our schedules, but whatever the next art is, we might cover this issue. We'll see what happens. But we might cover this issue in the next couple of issues and stuff like that. But we might do this again, um, every arc and stuff like that. And because I had a lot of fun today. I hope you did too, Tom.
Oh, I
And
did.
I just love being able to have a reason to reread our Spider-Man books again. So we're gonna do this again next time, whenever, in a month from now, whatever, a month and a half, maybe in a couple of months, probably a couple of months before arc happens, finishes again. But I thought it was pretty good. You know, the first 40 minutes went to introduction, the first issue, and then the next 40 minutes I did all four issues. So we did it. So you know, I thought it was pretty cool. Um, thank you for your insights. Big Spider-Man fan. Like, um, I'd rather do this with somebody because I could get it, you know, see what another Spider-Man fan thinks, stuff like that. So, um, of course, we always inspired by my man, another memory of my man, the amazing Sam. You know what I mean? So, we miss him, we love him, stuff like that. Be inspired, something like this, do it. Um, so I thought I'd do something a little bit like that, but a little different. You know, I go through it real quick. Um, see what my man Tom got to think about it. But I thought this was pretty cool. Anybody joining us, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you have fun of us just going through these issues, as much fun as we did. And of course, if you're watching on the rewind, hit the thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Ding, ding, ding that bell for notification for future videos. So you see wonderful videos like this one with me and my man Tom and everybody in the Peace Be Army Bad Batch. Their links are down below. Even Robbie from Pop Culture Philosophers, links down below. Some of our friends are down there. And yeah, man, check all of us out. Whiplash Wednesday is still here, man. Some of us has shows off. We've been busy, myself, but Whiplash Wednesday still happens. Hashtag Blame Phable Show on Sunday is in hiatus for the time being. Of course, he's got his show on Thursday night. You know what I mean? Fable's got you covered. You know what I'm saying? You got Dylan's Horror Show that usually is probably going on right now. I went a little over, but check that out. You know what I'm saying? With the official what we call Fabio's called the official lead in to that show. So check out Dylan's Horror Show. I'm thinking it's probably going on right now. What time is it right now? 8 o'clock. Yeah, it usually goes on 7:30 p.m. if they're on and stuff like that. Yeah, man. Tom, man, thanks for doing this with me. You know
Yeah,
what I
thank you.
mean? We gotta do this again, bro. This was fun.
Definitely. It's definitely an honor, Big Sam, the man.
Station, the Mooney, Nick, Phable, Chamorro was up in here. My man Storm Rider, a buddy of mine, all was in here. Elizabeth Brown, Station, Fargate was up in here. James Phelps, Station, my man. Nick was here earlier. Everybody who joined, everybody. Mark from the Geeks Unleashed was here. I don't know if he's still here. It's kind of late over there in London. But yeah, man. Noggin Comics was in the house. Station. Comic Book Therapy. CBT. Station, bro. I saw you guys. You just had to go through the show. You know what I'm saying? My man Missing Link up in the house. You know what I mean? Man, I got everybody, right? I got everybody. Inja was here earlier. I tuned in to hear the sound effects. I hope I did give you guys some. I hope you enjoy that. Oh man, I need her to make sound effects on all my books while I'm reading. Yeah, everybody love it. Yeah, I'm gonna try to do some more of that. You know what I mean? We even have the binge guy make us look at our shirts. Anybody I miss, Station, thanks for joining. Join on the rerun. See you guys next time. I hope to do a haul video for next Whiplash Wednesday. But if I don't, man, you'll see me. While my schedule gets a little better, to pump out a little more shows. I even got some show and tell stuff that I do want to show. So I might have a show and tell episode. Show and tell. Everybody loves that part. So a great scene. Tom, thanks for having me. You know it takes me forever to finish my shows because I generally enjoy doing this. Anything else you want to chime in before we leave?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you so much for inviting me to do this. It felt great, um, just to do something to honor Sam and just to chat about Spidey and just kind of celebrate Spidey and Sam at the same time. And yeah, I hopefully look forward to doing this again soon. I hope.
Station to that. Stick around backstage. Don't leave yet. So we can talk real quick, post talk here. But for the rest of you guys, station, much love. Have a great weekend. I keep forgetting the Saturday. It was my mind's all crazy. But have a great weekend. Until next time. Peace out, station. Let's go.